Okay, before I get into this story, first I like to show off the new icon that I'll be using on all my social media sites for my pro gun, which was provided by a YouTuber in New Zealand called Trainer Jax. Her channel will be in the description below. Now for the story. Judge dismisses Newtown family's lawsuit against AR-15 style gun maker, which is how it should be. Let's see, here we go. A Connecticut judge has dismissed a lawsuit that was filed against the manufacturer and seller of the weapon used in the mass shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. The dismissal comes months after a judge allowed the case to proceed against Remington Arms, the maker of the Bushmaster AR-15, as well as distributor and seller. The family sought damages and relief in their lawsuit, arguing that the weapon that he used to kill 26 people, including 20 children, at Sandy Hook should have not been sold in the civilian marketplace. Okay, for one, which I'm pretty sure is brought up somewhere in here, it's not a military-style rifle. It is a semi-automatic rifle, and they don't like it because it's scary looking. Your feelings and emotions don't trump facts. In addition to Remington, the lawsuit named firearm distributor Camfor as well as Riverside Sales, the company that owned the gun store, saying the defendants had violated both federal and state law that cover lawful commerce and trade practices. In her decision released Friday, Superior Court Judge Barbara Bellis concluded that the Congress, the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, has broadly prohibited lawsuits against the makers, distributors, and sellers of guns for the harm solely caused by the criminal and unlawful misuse of firearm products by others when the product functions as desired and intended. Because it did. He pulled the trigger, it fired. It worked as intended. I'm sorry, I know it sucks, but that's the way guns work. Bellows also wrote of the lawsuits that have alleged negligent entrustment setting in such cases against makers of automobiles, ATVs, and BB guns, saying that the validity of the plaintiff's claim hinges on whether the companies could have had any knowledge of the end user's propensities towards misuse of the product in question. The judge also noted that the family's lawsuit said that this case was different and that the Remington and other defendants entrustment of the Bushmaster model XM15-E2S to the public involved an unreasonable risk of physical injury to others. In her ruling, Bellows also revisited the federal laws covering such cases, including the debate over the federal PLCAA, particularly Representative John Conyers' criticism of the bill's narrow scope in covering only initial transfer of a gun from the seller to the buyer. Bellows quotes Conyers' argument in which he said the bill irresponsibly protects dealers who recklessly sell to gun traffickers who resell the gun to criminals. Oh my god. Based on the clear intent of Congress to narrowly define negligent entrustment, exceptions Adam Lasma, I don't give a shit if I fucked up his name. Use of the firearm is only actionable use. According to the plaintiffs have not alleged any of the defendants entrusted to use the firearm within the confines of PLCAA's definition of the term. To the contrary, plaintiffs have alleged the fact that it placed them directly in the category of victim which Congress normally denied relief. Plus also rejected the plaintiff's idea that common law recognizes the class as broad as civilians who support a claim for negligent entrustment. In the latest turn, in a lawsuit that has seen its revenue changed as federal courts, the request of Remington, along with other defendants, only to be turned to state court nearly 1 year ago. Okay, here's the problem. It should have been denied from the very beginning. A gun manufacturer is not responsible for what an individual with free will does with the weapon. It was not advertised for people to use in mass shooting. It was not advertised to kill innocent people. It's not a military-style assault weapon. People keep using that word just to scare and confuse people. Actually, no, the media made up that bullshit because the media is biased and fucking stupid. I mean, if they allowed that to go through, that would mean the woman who drove her car on the Las Vegas Strip, I think it was on New Year's Eve or somewhere around there, who purposely drove her car onto the Strip, attempting to kill people and run them over, that would mean that the manufacturer who manufactured that car should be sued. No, that's not how it works. A company cannot be sued for how people who have their products use them. The only time you can go after a company for a product is if it malfunctions and that malfunction causes injury. Say, for example, if you're being attacked and you pull out your gun to defend yourself, and you pull that trigger and nothing happens, you get shot, and later on down the line, if you find that it was a factory defect in the gun, not a misfire, but a defect to prevent it from firing, you might have a case at that point. Some people may argue, I don't know, that's just a rough example. But instead of, they're just going after whoever they can to try to push this bullshit. And that's why Hillary Clinton cannot win. She will make it so it is possible to sue gun manufacturers for the acts of individuals. That's bullshit. If that's possible, that's her form of gun control. They will not be able to manufacture guns because they will not have it. They will be sued out of existence. That's complete and utter bullshit. And anybody who believes that gun manufacturers should be allowed to be sued over this, I'm sorry that you're just that stupid. God, the ignorance of some people. But that's all I have on that one. Comment below on what you think. And before I forget, this has always existed. Well, except for the last time I mentioned. Most of these have already existed on my YouTube channel, but I don't really advertise them because of the size of my channel. But because it is slowly starting to grow. If you like, I will put this eventually in the outro. But if you like my videos, or don't think they completely suck, you can either make a one-time donation on PayPal, one-time donation to the fan funding option on YouTube, which somebody did a while back, I didn't realize that, or you can support me on my Patreon page, which has existed for a little bit. There are some okay rewards, it's pretty much the only stuff I can come up with. If you go there, see the rewards and think you have something, you think you have a better idea, feel free to let me know. But that's about it, and have fun. And that brings us to the end of that video. Please like and share the video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. And until next time, don't forget about my social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Always remember, the fight to keep our rights is never over unless you give up. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And don't you forget, gun-free zones kill. Not an assault rifle.